watching podcasts and listening to wrestling critics and listening to interviews with Talk is Jericho and, you know, keep that in mind. So keep those names in mind for this part. I want to tell you a sad story that happened to this man who has a chance to reset himself. All that and more on today's Brian and Robert podcast. What is up, guys? It's your boy B Nation. I am here from the B Nation. Brian, I'm here, and I'm here with Robert.
Yo, what's up?
And we have a lot to go over, so what we're going to do this time, we're going to be switching it up. We're not going to be talking about the big news right ahead, because that's going to take up half the episode. Today, we're going to get to the smaller news that happened today. There's a lot of video game announcements for different games, and I know Rob doesn't know about them, but I know some of them, as well as more movie announcements, which are quite interesting. 2019 release looks quite promising, but we'll get to there. We'll get to there. But let's start with the video game news. So it was announced today that Xbox Game Pass will be coming to PC for any PC gamers that likes Xbox Game Pass. Now, what is Xbox Game Pass? I know I talk about way too much PS4. Xbox Game Pass is a service that is kind of like EA Access. It basically gives you an entire library of old video games to new video games on the system. Now, what I think is great about this is because a lot of people love Microsoft PC, and sometimes they don't fuck with the Xbox, so I think this is a good representation of what could be happening, because this is like possible Switch port. Because the Nintendo Switch's online service, it's been a little shaky. I ain't gonna lie, there's not many good games on there. But they could change that with this Xbox collaboration. So if they do that, they have a chance to definitely make a more awesome online service going into the online stuff. So if that's the case, it sounds really good, and I'm happy for Xbox. They're starting to get their strides back. They have a big presentation, 2 hours long at E3, because no PS4. PS4 is preparing for the PS5 at PlayStation World at the end of the year, which makes total sense. So now, I know a lot of PlayStation fans are like, oh, but we did get some good announcements. We got a trailer for Dead Stranding, which looks amazing. I have some hype for that now. It looks like an interesting kind of open world, kind of like scary ghost. I know Robert's gonna have to go watch the trailer. It's about a 9-minute trailer on gameplay. It's a nice trailer, but we need to see more from it, but it looks really good. It looks promising. That's the one I'm gonna keep an eye on. Another game that is also possibly, unfortunately, might be a bit delayed is The Last of Us 2. It's gonna be a little bit delayed, is because the development's going good, but they need a big release now, which is going to be Death Stranding. Death Stranding is ready to go from Kojima, if you know Kojima. It's going to be done. But unfortunately, Last of Us might be a 2020 release or an end of 2019 release. We will have to see down the line. Now, let's get to some other news. Hey, Rob, you know Ghostbusters, right?
Yeah.
Well, I have some news for you. Have you ever played the Ghostbusters original video game?
Yeah.
Well, they're remastering in the HD for PS4, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. Yeah.
Okay, I played that one game. That's on PS4. No.
No,
Hell
but no. Hear me out.
worry.
No. Hear me out. I know you're mad about that. We don't talk about that game. That game is unknown. We talk about the good stuff. There's an HD remaster for the original 2008 Ghostbusters coming out this year. So basically what it is, they're going to be porting over the 2008 with better graphics and better controls for the 2008 version of Ghostbusters, which probably this is my favorite Ghostbuster game out of all the video games they made. So it feels good to say that that is coming out as an HD remaster coming to the Switch, the Xbox, and the PS4. Oh, and also PC. I forgot about PC. But that's one thing I'm really excited about for 2019. Really a lot of good releases. I'm really excited for Nintendo's E3 as well as Xbox, because I want to see what Xbox brings to the table, and we'll go from there. But it's looking really good for E3, even though no PS4. There's a lot of good replacements like Square Enix and other games like that, especially for Square Enix, because Square Enix, they're gonna try to release an Avenger game. It's gonna be quite interesting. So we're definitely gonna keep an eye on Square Enix in their presentation. Yeah, we'll see. And I definitely think you're gonna be able to play as Professor Hulk, which it's gonna be hilarious.
Yes.
But But the Avenger game, it's gonna be great. My guess is probably it's gonna be based on the newer movies, maybe like a Thanos kind of story, which makes sense. But that's just predictions right now, and we'll continue from there. I'm trying to remember what else there is.
Video games, guys. Change the plan on the Crash Team.
Hey, what's up,
Racing
Tiny
game.
Tim?
Change the plans. Ryan, you want to tell them?
Yes, it was now announced a couple of days ago, other than the customization, other than the coins and stuff from Activision, the adventure mode, they revealed 28 minutes of gameplay. Go watch that video. It's PlayStation Now, basically showing off the game. The game looks fucking amazing. I watched 28 minutes of the gameplay. It's fantastic. But what's coming out is it's going to be coming out much earlier than you think. So me and Rob were doing some calculations. We were looking at the release date or the timer, and the timer was actually sped up from before. It sped up to about, I think, 30-something days, which to me, that means it's coming out earlier in the day. So on that day, I believe it's coming around, I think, 8 o'clock or so, or around that area.
8 or 9.
8 or 9. We're not quite sure yet because of the timing. But it's also, a lot of people asked on Twitter, because I did some research on that, and yes, it is confirmed. It is going to be coming around 8:30 to around 8 o'clock. They couldn't quite give us a time, but that is when it's going to be releasing for the online gamers that have pre-ordered it early. Like me, I got the Nitro Octane version, so I get Octane for free, but he's also going to be an unlockable character once you finish the game. So, that's the news there. Of course, we have E3 on the way. The names that have been already...
And his mic died. Well, guys, in other news...
I got my mic unplugged. My bad. So E3, there's Square Enix with the Marvel and the Marvel game. Then there's a Nintendo. Then there's Xbox, which is getting a 2-hour press conference, so it's gonna be big. Bethesda's also coming out as well, so a lot of the big indie developers coming out other than PS4, because they're... Yeah, dude, I already... Okay, Ty, I talked about it in the minute. I'll go in depth with that in just a second. Give me one damn second. Jesus, I know there was a lot of...
and deal with it.
There was a lot of video game announcements. I know, relax. I know you're hype. I get that. But you never know, it could be a letdown. But, alright, you know what, screw it, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Call of Duty has announced a side piece from the Modern Warfare 4. It is Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, is it an add-on to the old ones? No, it's not. It's actually a new world with cross-platform with Xbox, PS4, and PC. So you're going to be able to play with Xbox players. It's quite interesting because my friends were talking about it in class, where we could just basically get on... I could get on my PS4, my friend gets on my Xbox, my friend gets on his PS4, and we all group up and we have squads. So it's going to be really fun. And I also heard there's going to be a campaign, which we've been wanting since Call of Duty Black Ops 4. So we're getting a new campaign made by actually the original Modern Warfare developers, aka Raven. We don't talk about that. But this is the one shot Infinity Ward had to deliver, and it seems like they want to deliver. There's going to be more gameplay at E3. I believe there's also going to be a playable demo at E3, so whoever gets a chance to play will be able to get experience on what the game is like.
Yeah, I want the beta.
The beta, they've not announced anything about that, but they announced the release date, which is October 25th, 2019. So it's coming out mid-October, which usually Call of Duty doesn't come out until like late November, but it's actually coming a lot earlier this year. So
I have not played 4 yet. I got 4.
It's a mixed bag, because it's good because the health is really good. Only thing I hate about it is too competitive. You want a more casual kind of crowd. And the battle royale is actually good, but they kind of ruined it with microtransactions and stuff. So that's about it. But to me, this has a chance with less microtransactions and only cosmetics. This could be a really good Call of Duty. You guys have a chance to reboot it. Because Battlefield, if they come out hard this year, because I know Battlefield 5 flopped really bad. They have a chance to take advantage. So Activision, this is your time to step up to the plate with Infinity Ward to make a really good Call of Duty. And y'all got Raven doing the campaign. Do you know how much good stuff Raven has done with the remastered?
Come on.
They killed that shit, bro. So I'm happy that y'all are teaming all together to make this excellent game, and I hope it goes well for y'all. Call of Duty has a little bit of hype more than last year. So, okay. We're done with all the video game news. Now we're going to get to some movie news. I guess we'll run through the old news, and then we'll talk about the new. Terminator dropped the trailer about a couple weeks ago. It was okay. Wasn't awful. Was different than what Judgment Day was.
Judgment Day wasn't bad.
Shit. Judgment Day was the shit, and they're saying this is gonna be based after the Judgment Day. I do like the T20. I do like that where it's like he transforms. That's quite nice. He does look very weird. Kind of looks like a weird Mexican, but maybe there's more of them and we don't know. Maybe there's like a collection of them. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Terminator was the T-1000.
Yeah, the T-1000 was the best. I am happy that the girl, what's her name?
Linda Hamilton.
Yeah, Rima Hamilton. She's a very good women actor, and I'm happy that she's in the movie. She looked good.
She came back.
She looked yeah, she looked damn good in that rocket launcher though. Rocket launcher looked like T-81.
I can't believe she came back to Perfect Road as Sarah Connor.
Yeah, no. But yeah, the trailer wasn't bad. I need to see more, but I'll give y'all a chance. I'll give it a chance. Right now. Go ahead.
On the Terminator series. Terminator 2, 10 out of 10. Terminator, 8 out of 10. Terminator 3, and 7. Terminator Salvation, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that was bad. I ain't gonna lie. That's like a 3 to me. Let's be honest here. That's like a 3. That's like a 3. That's like a really bad, like Holmes and Watson's type bad. Like that's really bad. Like oh, that's probably one of the worst Terminators. It's definitely one of the worst Terminator movies. But then Judgment Day, that was a great movie. That's
Judgment Day did more special effects than any movie in the 90s.
Yeah, so I'll say Judgment Day. It's about a 7, about a 7 or 8. You know, it's nothing crazy, but you know, it's a good movie. It's good. That's why I'm trying to see how they're gonna follow up with this. I don't know how this is gonna go. If you saw Arnold, he's more gray on the hair. I think he's more of a senior, kind of helping out. So it should be interesting what his role's gonna be.
Terminator.
If he's gonna either like pick up and go for one more run and help them out, or is he just gonna give them advice on the T-21? But we'll have to see. But that trailer wasn't bad. Next, I want to talk about something. I saw John Wick this weekend. I highly recommend to go see John Wick 3. It's the best version of the John Wicks that had so much action. It was Brian MD. Brian Me. I don't know what you're saying, Tiny Tim. You might want to elaborate. No, it was really good. I know Robert's gonna go see it soon. And unfortunately, I got pushed to go see Aladdin. It's not as bad as you think. It's not as bad as you think. It's a decent movie. It's definitely no original. They try to switch it up with the prince's his song. I mean, not the prince, the queen. They try to switch it up with her song, and I didn't really like that. So, but that's my only negative. Will Smith was surprisingly a good genie. He kind of carried the movie, to be honest. It was good. He was good. Unfortunately, the villain, though, Iago, was not very good. He was not charismatic. He was kind of He's kind of bland. He couldn't really do any of his spells. Try to kill the queen. That's my only negative, Nancy. But other than that, the movie is solid. It's a good representation of the original Aladdin. So if you want to go see it,
Aladdin.
Now I will say, be warned. Will Smith as a genie is weird at first, but then let it slide in, and he's actually good.
He looks like a Smurf.
No, but they actually put CGI and it actually looks better in perspective. So, and I think it's probably going to be better than the Dora movie coming out, going into next year. So, to me, the lighting was good. It was good, but it was definitely a little Nancy. So, to me, that's a rating of a 7. Everybody gave it about a 7, and it's respectable. Now, one movie that Fozzie is going to go be seeing at this moment is Godzilla. He's watching it right now. I don't know what his reaction is, but we'll have to see what he thinks about it when he gets home. Alright, final movie news before we get to the main juicy part, the podcast. Rambo. Out of literally nowhere, 2 hours before while I was at school, they announced a new Rambo movie. I found this out when Robert was texting me on the way home. He was like, there's a new Rambo trailer, you should watch it. I'm like, what are you talking about? Are you blind? He's like, no, there's actually a new Rambo trailer. He sent me the vid. I'm like, he's actually not wrong. Alright, so me and my friend watched it while we were walking home. It looks promising. It definitely looks better than Terminator. It looks promising. It looks like a modern day Sylvester getting back in there and shooting some shit and knifing people. That looks legit.
You know
my only bad part is the music. It's not the right music. That's my only little nitpick. But it's a trailer, so you never know. But the trailer itself looked like promising. It looked promising for a Rambo movie, because usually Rambo movies rebooted are kind of nerving to do because it could be really bad or it could be spectacular. So, but this looks promising. Whoever did the director, this looks very promising. So, we'll see what happens, but it looks quite promising for a Rambo reboot this year. Looks promising. Comes out, I believe, November. That frame around that area. What?
A sequel to The Expendables.
I don't even know if we're gonna get that, because they need to get the original crew, which I know some of the original crew is doing other movies, but it's possible. I highly doubt it, but it'd be a good idea.
Wait, have you seen Meg?
The Meg?
Yes, have you seen it?
I actually saw it during doing a movie project, and I actually watched it for the first time. It was good. It was good. It was good.
It can't beat Jaws. Nothing.
Well,
can. Nothing.
Like, can you, like, chill out? I'm not saying it beating Jaws. I'm just saying it was a good-ass movie.
Hey, that's
you
a
mean?
big-ass short, though. Yeah, nut job.
And they had the guy from Fast and Furious, a.k.a. my boy Jonas Taylor, a.k.a. Jason. Boy's amazing.
Yes.
Boy's amazing. So I recommend going to go see the Meg if you never watched it. I believe it's on Netflix and stuff. Go watch the Meg. It's a solid movie. It's nothing crazy. It's not like Jaws crazy, but it's a decent movie. It's good. It's good. I recommend it. Okay.
Hey.
Enough about movie. Oh, go ahead. No, I didn't want to talk about that.
Now the TV series, I might.
Okay, TV series, I might let it slide. But that movie, no. Buddy as a phone app is quite interesting. Ooh. Whenever they release a second trailer, which I know is going to probably be in a couple weeks, I'll talk about it more, but we got to move on. Okay. It's time. So yesterday we got the podcast of the century. The first interview of the acclamation of Dean Ambrose / Jon Moxley. What does this podcast entail? Dean Ambrose, aka Jon Moxley, goes in depth on how the character of Dean Ambrose works and how WWE's creative is one of the worst pieces of garbage of all time. It makes fun of Vince, and it goes through the creative writing process that nobody would ever do, because not a lot of people are real like that. They usually keep that hush-hush, but Ambrose is so real, aka Jon Moxley. He will go off on anything, and he definitely did in this hour and a half tape with Talking with Jericho. It is one of my favorite now podcasts I've seen from Talking of Jericho. His other good one he did was Kenny Omega. That was really interesting. But this is probably the most interesting Talk is Jericho podcast I've been waiting for since it was announced he's going to be on the Talking Jericho show. So I have a lot of notes here on what Moxley basically said about the company, and it's a lot, but we're gonna run through it, and me and Rob have already listened to it. It is probably one of the most funniest and also really good telling, creative, I guess, podcasts. Yeah, he deserved everything. Yeah, he deserved every single bit of words. But we're gonna run down through the notes. So, this is about halfway through the, how can I say it? Through the podcast. They're talking about halfway. They're starting to get into the stuff. Citing frustrations with WWE writing team. He's basically talking about what was the issues with writing team. This is probably the strangest line I've ever heard. So basically, Moxley was talking about he was gonna do a script on live and pre-taped. That was the episode that he had with Rollins, where Rollins was chasing him around. They put Pooper Scooper as one of the lines, and he got very mad. He was frustrated. So he went to the creative team and said, "You guys need to redo the script, give it to Vince McMahon, redo the script, and then go from there." They finally get the script without the Pooper Scooper, but then it's made by Vince, and it's not the greatest. So let's carry on. By the way, keep that process in mind.
One part.
Yeah.
He also said that Vince wanted him to say one word about Roman, about when he has leukemia, and he said, "Hell no, hell no."
He wanted him to say about 2 lines about Roman that wanted to get him heat, but if he said it, he said he'll lose sponsors, he said he'll lose faith, he said he'll lose everything if I say this line. And even in the podcast, he didn't say it. He said it to Jericho off camera. So that's how bad it was. So
he didn't want him to lose the breast cancer awareness month.
Yes, which makes sense. It's understandable. Roman was at a bad time. He had leukemia. Even though they're not booking him the greatest, he did have leukemia.
What was the original plan? Ambrose was going to turn heel on Reigns. Ambrose wins the Royal Rumble. Have him feud with Roman at WrestleMania, but it failed due to what happened.
If Ambrose didn't get injured, Ambrose was going to be looking at a good long head of him. And he even said while he was sitting at home feeling his injuries, getting ready to return back to the ring, he was excited. He was getting wrestling back into his mindset. He was looking at matches at New Japan. He was looking at matches at Impact. He was looking at matches at WWE, NXT. He was looking at matches he's like, oh, I can return to SmackDown and have a feud with AJ and Daniel Bryan. I'll be like, oh, that's a good feud right there. I can have a feud with Daniel Bryan. And he was getting so many ideas. But he ran it through Vince and got shut down, and all they gave him was a bland, boring babyface return with Rollins. Even though the match was good at SummerSlam, it didn't work because they wanted to keep it a surprise. Vince didn't want to do it. So you can see the frustrations. He knew he wanted to leave on July 18th. He was telling a small story on when he wanted to leave. When he got so frustrated with the booking and the way they did the Roman line, that was the last straw. After that line with Roman, that was the last straw. He's like, I need to get out of here. So after he said that, he said, I want to get out July 18th. By July 18th, he wanted out. He wanted to walk out on the Seth Rollins feud because it was so bad. That's how you know Ambrose, aka Jon Moxley, was not happy. So
he also said that when you're working in there, it's like a prison.
It's like a prison. That's when he said that, I'm like, so that's what the prison video means. He's stuck in a prison and he's finally free. Makes sense. If you're making a prison video with him in a gun with that production.
If you watch that, Brian. If you watch real closely on the wall, you got a dice, a 2 and a 5.
No, but a lot. Alright, yes, I know that. But a lot of people didn't know that. A lot of people were like, that could mean anything. That could mean anything. That could mean it's a new logo. It could mean it could mean that's his age. It could mean anything. We didn't know it meant AEW. Well, that's what a lot of people assumed. But most like casual smart geeks did not know that it was AEW. And look what happened. End of the show. Hello, he's right here, and he's going to New Japan on my birthday. So crazy.
Can we see CM Punk this fall in Chicago?
The odds of that is very slim. Even though, yes, he got back in the ring in that Milwaukee show.
Even though he would be happier in AEW,
I don't see it.
Imagine Moxley
yes, I know.
And Punk bearing the company.
Yes, I know, but I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't think Punk wants to get back in the ring. He's a lot older than what he was.
Yep.
It'll take him a long time to get back to where he needs to be, and I don't think he wants to go through that. He did a movie. That's right. They're working the production for that. I don't remember what the name of it was. But yeah, he did a lot of that. So I don't think he's ready to even either come back or just chill out. Hey, I don't know. Maybe he's talking to Tony Khan right now. I don't know. I don't fucking know. You never know with wrestling. But, alright. He had major issues with using the Reigns illness as he, even confronting Vince about it. Basically, he was talking about when he convinced Vince about that awful line. He was mad. He was like extremely frustrated, and he just did not want to think. And by the way, keep this trend in mind. All the promos that he had to go through Vince. You couldn't go to anyone else. You had to go to Vince to get the answer. Get that in mind. Because if you have to go through Vince to just get it fixed, oh man, that's how you know something is definitely wrong. You could even go to Triple H and say, oh, okay, I can fix this. You can't even go to him. You can't even go to your second man. Can't go to Shane, can't go to Stephanie. You gotta go to Vince. Jeez.
Which is stupid.
It's dumb, man. He didn't even look at the new contract that WWE offered. So basically, when the rumors were circulating, he offered him like a lot of money, like a hell of a lot of money. 6 figures, 6 million. Didn't even look at the contract. He's like, I'm fed up. I'm not looking at that damn contract. And even after close to the end of the interview, Moxley said, I don't do it for the money. I do it for the drive. I do it for the passion. I do it for the promos. I do it for the story. I don't do it for the money. And I bet AEW is paying him double that just from that. So he's getting paid and also doing great storytelling and also great promos. And he's having a match with Joey Janela at WrestleFest. What more can you get? What more can you get? It's crazy. Let me see here. So you can see there's a lot of quotes. Let me see here. Where is it? All right, here's the one. This is probably my most heartbreaking line that I've ever heard. Here we go. Every Monday I get a physical sick feeling in my stomach. I can't live like that. That's really bad. If you're going to WWE and getting a sick feeling every time you go, oh, that's rough. That's rough. That's like really, really, really rough going into that. So hearing this, it's like, good lord. And here's the line that I was talking about. He basically said money isn't the drive forcing in wrestling for most, and including him. Thank you. So he's basically saying I'm not here for the money. I'm here for the drive. I'm here to do promos. I'm here to make stories. I'm here to win championships. That kind of style. He's not like that money maker, like, oh, I'm here to get money. So that's another thing about Moxley. Here's one. He said he used a WebMD depression because he was dreadfully going to work. It's seriously awful. Okay. I don't know what WebMD means, but I know that means something with depression. So he was mad depressed while he was doing his work at in WWE with Vince. So just hearing that is like, it's sad. Now, Robert, this is the saddest line I heard. He can only get paid $500 for the Shield special on the network, Shield Last Stand. This is what getting extra for appearing on TV, shockingly.
Oh, that's messed up.
He only got paid $500 to do the Last Shield opponent, Last Shield stand, even though it was based around him. It was based around him. It was based around him leaving that month. It was based around him and everything. Come on, man. Based around everything. Alright, let's see here. Here we go. Moxley to WWE. The creative process sucks. Change it. He's literally straight up saying it. Change the process. Just change it. Now, I said the passion promo, the passionate social media present video. Take a guess on how much it spent. Take a guess. Rob, take a guess. How much? How much you paid for that?
Not much.
You really think not much? $8,000.
See, I was gonna say $3,000.
You were close. $8,000 for that epic prison prom that had great production and everything. But he said it was well worth every minute. I don't blame him. And here's another line that I really marked off on my list. Moxie says he was mentally exhausted from working with Vince McMahon. He was tired. He didn't want to work for him. He was drained. He was frustrated. Everything is on him. So, and also, here's the one that he also said. Moxie was tempted to walk out during the Rollins feud as the creative was that bad. He said he was depressed working there at the time. So those are a couple liners there. You can go watch the entire interview on YouTube and also Apple Podcasts and a couple other podcast websites. They have it there. The acclamation of Jon Moxley. Also check Spotify. Talking News Jericho is on Spotify, so go check it out. It's the first one in the link. His next interview he's doing is with, I don't remember. I have to take a look. But this interview really opened my eyes on how the WWE creative works. I never knew how it honestly really worked. Like, because I knew how it was done, and how I know the stories are not very good, and and this and that. But I didn't know how it truly worked. Truly works. How the process truly works. And when I heard every single process he had to go through just to get a promo done, it left me wanting to help him regain himself. Wants me to help him get his drive back. And I'm gonna say it now. AEW is the place where he's gonna get his drive to do promos. His wrestling's gonna get even better. He's gonna get better moves. He's gonna be more vicious. He's gonna be the Ambrose that we've been wanting for months and months. But that's my take. What is your take, guys, in the comments down below on this entire podcast situation? This was an insane podcast.
Yeah, it was.
When I listened to it and after I was done, I was literally, my jaw was open for like 5 minutes. Just listening to every word he said, listening to Jericho's questions, and also Jericho talking about how he had creative problems as well. In the WWE, even though Ambrose loved his friends, and he even said he was talking about the EC3 match that he had on Raw where he lost in 2 minutes. He said he's a great talent, he's got a lot of charisma. He was talking about a lot of the NXT guys there too. So just hearing that, it's like, man, Vince, what did you do to fuck this up, man? You had a star in Jon Moxley. What's gonna happen to Tyler Black, huh? What's gonna happen when he's frustrated? What's gonna happen with Roman? You know what I mean? If you don't fix this now, when Rollins' contract goes up, people are gonna be fiending to want Tyler Black on their show. Cause Tyler Black, as a heel and as a face, is that damn good. He's not some lowlife. He's willing to work his ass off in some of the greatest matches to show you fans what he can do. Example, AJ Styles versus him this year. Amazing. Him versus Dolph Ziggler. Amazing. Him versus Miz. Incredible stuff. Him versus Balor. Incredible. He puts his body on the line every day. And you're telling me he has to run through a part-timer who has a Money in the Bank briefcase who thinks it as a beatbox? I don't care if the beatbox Brock is a meme.
That wasn't Brock's idea. That was Vince's idea.
I don't care if it became a meme. I don't care if WWE sell damn T-shirts. You're making the money in the you're making it the money in the bank a stupid joke.
Not only that, Brock hates the idea anyway.
You had the top 8 best talent in that Money in the Bank ladder match. Ricochet, Ricochet, Andrade, Baron Corbin even's a decent. Drew McIntyre is amazing. Ricochet, Andrade, Finn Balor. You had so much good talent on that. Try to put my emotions in check.
Ali was supposed to win that match, but
That
Vince changed it at the last moment.
How do you think Ali feels? I bet he feels devastated.
You seen his? Hey, you seen his face when Brock said he was like, "Oh shit."
But he only knew 10 minutes before the match went on. Which is crazy to me. Because it was supposed to be Ali's moment to show that I could be a star. I bet I bet freaking Drake Maverick is disgusted. He's like, what? And then also, I get Triple H is disgusted because even though Triple H didn't have Ali in NXT, he had him in the Cruiserweight Classic. And the Cruiserweight Classic is probably one of the best things WWE did in a long time other than NXT. So, just saying. Just saying. If he does not win the title in his career here, he better leave and rebuild himself just like Moxley. Because I also hear Mr. Mike Bennett's contract is coming up as well. He could be gone. Man.
You see, every time Triple H makes somebody, Vince like, no, they ain't good enough.
No, Vince, it's Triple H creates, Vince kills.
Yeah, he buries them. Hell, even Triple H is fucking furious with Vince McMahon.
I wish Triple H was the second man. I wish he either leaves.
Everybody wants Triple H to take over.
No shit, but I'm saying, whatever his contract is, if he has a contract that expires, Triple H, don't resign. Go somewhere else. Because Vince, if he doesn't let go, what's the point of you being there? I don't know what Triple H's contract is. That's just exclusive. I couldn't fucking tell you. But if his contract has a contract where he's allowed to be terminated, I'd say let him go. Because he deserves his talent somewhere else. His creation, his mind. He deserves it somewhere else. Or if not, if his contract expires, let him take NXT with him and make another company, because NXT does not need to be combined with the main roster. They need to be split apart. They don't need to be together. They don't need to be branded as WWE. It should be just NXT. I don't count the WWE. I count NXT. Because it's not owned by Vince. It's owned by Triple H, William Regal, and the rest of the guys that they have there. And hell, Road Dogg is going down there. So who knows what Triple H could teach Road Dogg about NXT.
You see, at least Triple H cares about his talent.
Why do you think Triple H wanted to keep the War Raiders down for another year and a half, but Vince bought him up? I bet Triple H was like, why are the War Raiders going up so early? I asked the same question. And I hope to not see Johnny Gargano up there. I hope I don't. I hope I see him down with Adam Cole. And do not move them. Because if you move them, it's going to be a fucking nightmare.
If Vince brings up Adam Cole, you're definitely going to go off. Adam Cole's your guy.
But I don't want him going to fucking Raw. I have nightmares of Cole being on Raw. I literally have nightmares with the Undisputed Era. Because I love my NXT group. Those are my babies. Those are my sons. Those are my guys. Cole, Johnny, Matt Riddle, Velveteen. Now Tyler Breeze is back in that division. He was just announced today.
Badass. I like Matt Riddle.
Yeah, Matt Riddle, badass. Tyler Breeze, when he has the Prince Pretty, best version of him, and he's gonna be taking on Velveteen at Takeover 25. It's insane how one talent like Tyler Breeze could reset his character and face Velveteen Dream on NXT. That's crazy to me. That one man that was getting buried is now getting a chance to reset himself. Unbelievable. And now he's probably gonna have a really good match with Velveteen Dream. It's gonna be Tyler Breeze's first NXT match in over a long time, about a couple years. And let's talk about another company that's also killing it. NXT UK. Walter, Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, Trent Seven, Andrews, Mark Andrews, freaking Jordan Devlin. The boys.
Did bring up Walter and bury him? How we did Braun Strowman.
I swear if he brings up Walter, I'll be fine if you move Walter to the American NXT and let him thrive there. That I'd be down with. I'd be down with Walter going to the normal NXT and just thriving with Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano, Velveteen, a couple other guys, and like Bobby Fish, Roderick Strong, like many guys like those. I wouldn't mind seeing him drive and just destroy there. And I'm gonna explain to you right now before we end this podcast how to build Walter as a heel. Here you go. So this is how they did it. So Walter coming in is a babyface. A lot of people had a lot of hype for him coming out of the Austrian show. He's Austrian, big. He has the loudest chops in the world. His chops are just...
Ouch.
They hurt. I wouldn't want to eat a chop from him. But yeah, so he had a lot of hype. He was big, athletic. He could jump. He could do drop kicks like Strowman. He was that Strowman young version. He's that kind of athlete. He comes into NXT UK, has a great first match against Cassius Ohno. Then he had a great match with Pete Dunne at NXT TakeOver. Wasn't like top notch, but it definitely was good. Then they had a rematch, which was even better on NXT UK. And then during that rematch, he brings out a new faction with Alexander Wolf, Abian Aichner, and I think Fabian or whatever. That looks like a heel Walter, because then they come out and attack Pete Dunne. That is how you build a faction on NXT UK. Let's talk about another faction. Galactus with Joe Coffey and the Coffey Brothers. That's another great faction. That's like an Evolution type faction. They just want to hit hard and beat everybody. That's how you build a team. Not having the Revival and Usos at a block party.
Which is funny, by the way.
I feel bad because the Revival is supposed to be leaving this year, which I want them to.
R-Truth like, oh shit. R-Truth is
Oh,
funny.
by the way, let's talk about that. 24/7 title. What the f was that? I get it. It's not Vince's fault. It's USA's fault. Try to boost ratings. I don't hate him on it. But the way that title looks, what the f is those? And they're gonna put replicas for $300? $300
Really?
for that piece of garbage?
Really? I don't know anymore, man.
24/7 title got held by Elias, then lost it back to R-Truth, and R-Truth is still the champ to this day. Like, I don't fucking know, man. And then we get, and by the way, luckily Cody posted a Twitter of the closer look at the AEW title. That looks like a New Japan title. That looks like a belt. That looks like a glory belt. That looks like a title I want on my waist. That's a title I want as a replica. That is a belt. Whenever Bret Hart revealed it, that is a title. That is what you call a professional wrestling sports title. It's gold, it's simple, has the AEW logo on both sides, and they're probably gonna have nameplates for the winner of the champion. That is how you make a title. That is how you make a title. Hello, Manny. We just talked about the Jon Moxley podcast. We took some notes and we talked about it. You can skip forward back and go watch it because we had a lot to say. But holy mother of God. This has been a long week. I'm sorry I've been late with my podcast. There's been so much news, so much video game. We got E3. We got Fight of the Fallen in July. We got WrestleFest with Jon Moxley versus Joey Janela. So it's gonna be a fun week, boys. It's gonna be a fun couple months. Going to TNT. TNT fall. AEW is there.
Then you got the people said that. Then you got the people like, oh, AEW, it is no match for WWE.
Did you watch Double or Nothing? No, just me?
Shit.
No, just me? No? Okay. Fine.
That's how Lewis is. He don't want to. He always...
Yeah, because he literally said it's a better version of TNA.
Yeah.
You are smoking dope.
And I understand that's his opinion.
I get it. I get it. Everybody has an opinion. That's fine. Everybody has an opinion. Look, I have an opinion for some things. I have an opinion for many things. Like when like for the NBA
Popsicles.
No, for like the NBA finals today. For the NBA finals, right? I'm predicting the Raptors are gonna win this year. But a lot of people are like, oh, no, probably the Warriors will repeat. I'll be like, hey, that's your opinion, but that's my opinion. So I was like, that's an opinion. But you're saying AEW is like a good TNA just puts disrespect all over my mouth. That's why I was roasting him during that stream, because he would not shut up about TNA. AEW is going to be something different. It's not gonna be your normal Impact, which by the way, I'm gonna give credit to Impact. Impact is doing something. Impact starting to come back to me. They have Sami Callihan, they got Killer Cross, they got hella people. They got Scarlett Bordeaux, they got hella people. I'll give them credit.
The same since Hulk Hogan came in there and changed the name to Impact.
But it's been good now. They've got younger stars. It's more of a developmental center.
I ain't seen TNA since fucking 2014.
Go watch Lucha Brothers versus what is it? OVE. That's a really good match. Watch OVE versus LAX Street Fight. That's another good match. Because if you want to catch up, watch some good matches. Then you'll see. But TNA has been great. I watched Slammiversary, which was really good this year. It's probably one of the best Slammiversaries we've had in a long time. And I did also watch Rebellion, which was really good. And another man that's also been doing really good is Brian Cage. Oh, funny enough, Impact also got Michael Elgin as well. So that's even better. They got freaking Michael Elgin from freaking New Japan. So you know Impact's doing some stuff. Now they're gonna beat AEW, probably not, but they'll definitely be a third runner-up. And to me, I think Impact's better than WWE, and that's saying something. That is saying something. So that's how bad WWE is these days. But it's time for oh yeah I'm ready to see Brian Cage versus Michael Elgin, two horses going at each other. Oh yeah, I'm ready for that. I think that's happened at Slammiversary, I believe. But yeah, so to put this all in perspective, we got Fight of the Fallen for AEW, which, by the way, they just announced it this week. The Young Bucks are gonna be taking on the Brotherhood. So Dustin Rhodes is going to be teaming up with Cody Rhodes against the Young Bucks. I'm excited. We're going to be seeing the Brotherhood back again, one more time. So I can't wait to see that. That's going to be a really good match. And then probably my most anticipated match, Robert, and you could even say this yourself, Joey Janela versus Jon Moxley. John
Yes.
Moxley versus Joey Janela. Alright, so for you WWE casual goons, let me explain who Joey Janela is. Joey Janela is like a badass version of like the Miz, kind of like a John Morrison vibe kind of guy. He's kind of that badass John Morrison, Johnny Mundo kind of person who just smokes cigarettes and has glasses on and has a hot ass babe. That's about it. That's the easiest context I can give you. And then of course you got this crazy Moxley. He dirty deeds everybody in the room, which was fucking hilarious. Everybody ate a dirty deeds. Jericho, Omega, John Moxley versus Juice Robinson. Referee even got one. Referee got a piece. Referee got a piece. It's hilarious. And then even better, he had a DVD off the top of the chip of the chips for
And then he said, "You can't see me."
Is that confirmed? Is that confirmed, Manny? I don't know if is he facing Juice Robinson? Is it? I know in the promo he was showing like Juice Robinson having a match, but I don't know if he was really gonna face him because he's coming on the 5th of my birthday. He's coming on the 5th of June. He's going to Japan. He already put the promo out, so we'll have to see. But what I love about AEW's contract, and it even states it in the contract, yes, it's confirmed. Oh, nice. All right, cool. So John Moxley's opponent has been confirmed. It's Juice Robinson.
Also,
my boy
they have
Juice.
unscripted promos for at least about 1 to 2 minutes.
Yeah, 1 to 2 minutes they're allowed to do unscripted promos, which is fantastic. Another thing that they're also wanting to do is they're letting them have more freedom outside of wrestling. So for John Moxley's instance, he's gonna be fighting Pentagon Jr. at Northeast Wrestling in a couple weeks. And it's gonna be a crazy match. I hope AEW puts it on their YouTube channel, because I will watch that in seconds. You'll be seeing me watching that entire match from start to finish. So
And, yeah, when Brown gets out of school for the summer.
yeah, cause I got a couple regions I gotta take, get those done, and then we'll talk. But once I'm done with all my regions and all my schoolwork or whatever, I am free for the summer. I am gonna be doing a working job throughout the summer. Maybe. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get the job yet. I'm still working on it. I'm gonna be doing an interview soon enough. But I will also be doing working for the summer, trying to make some money for me to get my own stuff. So just keep that in mind. But I will be open mostly on weekends and above. I will be open. So, and I don't think my job's gonna start until I think like middle July going into August. It really doesn't start. So that's about it. So with that, but yeah, so let me talk about the two big matches. So Juice Robinson's gonna be taking on John Moxley for the IWGP United States Championship. And then in the main event, Chris Jericho, the Alpha, with his Judas effect, is gonna be taking on Okada for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. So it's gonna be quite interesting to see there. That match there, and also the Moxley match to see how he does in New Japan. We'll have to see. We gotta see, Manny. I don't know where they're going with this. It could be Moxley, but we'll have to see what they're thinking here. It's not at Dominion. Yeah, I know. It's at the Super Junior whatever, and then you have at the Dominion you have Jericho versus what is it? No, I mean probably I mean, hey, if something happens during that match, I think Moxley might be a Dominion, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I don't know. So there's that. So, and also we got All Out in Chicago, which I'm guessing the main match is gonna be Chris Jericho versus Hangman Page for the newly crowned AEW World Championship, because Hangman Page won the Casino Battle Royal. And Chris Jericho won the main event between Kenny Omega. So, yeah. Now it's time for Juice to challenge for the World Heavyweight title. Well, we gotta see, Manny, because you never know where they're going. Jericho versus Page. Yeah, Jericho versus Page. That's happening.
Omega versus Moxley.
Oh, that's another match that's probably gonna happen at All Out because they had that thing.
Him versus Jimmy Havoc. I want to see that.
I don't. That could happen. I don't know what pay-per-view that would happen at though. That could be any pay-per-view, to be honest.
All In? Because they're coming out.
All In? Don't you mean All Out? Don't confuse the two. It's All In.
I
said All In. I said All In. Let's say All Out.
Man, I know, but I'm saying next year.
Oh, next year's All Out or All In. I mean, hey, it might happen. Like it makes sense for them to have a feud. The two craziest people in, what is it? In AEW. You can have crazy ass promos between Havoc and Moxley on AEW television. Dreamer versus Havoc. I don't think Tommy Dreamer's going to AEW. Let's get that straight for a second. He's just there for an appearance.
No, that's just a one-off appearance.
Yeah, but I know Sean Spears, aka Ty Dillinger, is going to AEW because I think they signed him already. He needed that, man. He needed that. I think he's gonna do one more appearance end of May, coming up this weekend. He's gonna do one more appearance, and then he's gonna head up to AEW. He's heading right up to AEW for Fight of the Fallen. So, because I listened to his interview with Chris Van. I listened to his AEW. I mean his interview with Chris Van Fleet. By the way, great interview. I respect him. He's getting up there in the world. He had a great interview with Sean Spears.
He said a lot of shit too.
Yeah, he was talking he said a lot of things. Probably my favorite interview was against Dustin Rhodes. When Mark Henry interfered and said some words. It was quite hilarious. Just seeing Mark Henry doing interviews was hilarious. But no, like just hearing Dustin doing his promos saying, "I'm hurt, I'm emotional, but I'm also happy for this match." And he's also said he's gonna accept his challenge at Fight of the Fallen versus the Young Bucks, which I'm quite excited. That's what you call tag team wrestling right there. That's what you fucking call tag team wrestling. So yeah, and then another name that's also going to be probably an exclusive AEW contract is the Lucha Bros. That's another name that's probably going to get signed to an exclusive deal with AEW going into the summer. So that's good as well. The Lucha Brothers should be doing more AEW appearances because they had a great match at Double or Nothing. Probably my favorite match of the night. It's really good. And yeah, so... But that is my take on the Jon Moxley WWE situation right now. Hi, is this a universe? No, Christopher, this is not a universe. This is a podcast talking about all the news all over the world right now. But I'm just about to wrap it up. But I think you guys...
Gonna be tomorrow.
Yeah. Survivor Series tomorrow night. Forgot to say that. Tomorrow night, Survivor Series. But anyway, guys, that is gonna do it for me. Robert, any final thoughts on this entire Jon Moxley situation at all? Anything at all? Any last words for the fans?
All I want to say is, Vince, you got buried.
Strong words. But it's true. But that is going to do it. That's Robert. I'm Brian from the Big Nation. What a podcast we had here. And I've been waiting to do this a long time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's going to be some fun watching AEW for the summer. And I'm out. Peace.